It is important for people with disabilities to have access to safety and benefits and services during and after a national emergency or a natural emergency, because as it is, people with disabilities already face a lot of disadvantages and are misrepresented, are underrepresented, and underserved. And because of that, and because of the fact that people with developmental disabilities have a harder time understanding reality, the way it works in society, it is super important to have them ready with the right supports, with the right people, with the right benefits in case of an emergency. So for people with developmental disabilities and physical disabilities, should really consider an emergency having certain types of supports. For example, if they require personal care, to have someone at hand that can be readily available even in an emergency. If they require a wheelchair and that has specific requirements or charges or stuff like that, they should consider having backup batteries. They should consider having backup parts for the wheelchair. If they require a dog, they should consider having a safety place where to have the dog. If they need someone to guide them, or for safety reasons, for them to have guardianship or social safety, they should have that person available as close as possible in the case of an emergency. Also, for people with developmental disabilities or physical disabilities, they should also consider if they require protective oversight to have that in place at all times, especially during an emergency. And they should consider other kinds of safety around their environment and supervision when they have memory issues, for example. So for people who have, for example, mental health issues or behavioral issues, in the case of an emergency, they should have the support, the natural supports or the paid supports that they require, and have them at hand, and have a backup plan in case of an emergency, because that's specifically dangerous if they don't have the people or the tools that help them navigate during a crisis, so that they don't get escalated or they don't get out of control or they don't lose awareness of their environment. So people with developmental disabilities, for example, autism and physical disabilities, they should always consider access to sensory rooms, sensory toys, sensory blankets, etc., so that they can continue to function as best as possible in the case of emergency, and also tools or the people that help them navigate social situations. They should consider having that in case of an emergency, easy access, so that they can continue to navigate and they don't get escalated, they don't get triggered, and they still can ask for help. So if you follow these steps that we have just talked about, you will increase your chances of being safe and regulated during an emergency and having the support that you need, and be ready now.
University of Colorado's logo, gold and black CU, Center for Inclusive Design and Engineering.
A man in a wheelchair with short graying hair, a short beard, and wearing a blue polo.
In the top left corner is a heart filled with circles of many different colors. Five half arrows of different colors arranged in a circle and pointing towards the center with the text Colorado Developmental Disabilities Council.